Welcome to Traveler's Tales. I am your host, Greg Alonzo. Today I will be your guide through history as we take a look at the temples of ancient Egypt. Before we begin, just a reminder that we post new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Don't forget to hit the little bell icon to be notified each time we post new videos. Mythology tells us one thing, while history tells us another. Egyptian temples were built for the official worship of the gods and in commemoration of the pharaohs of ancient Egypt, as well as regions under Egyptian control. Temples were seen as houses for the gods or kings for whom they were dedicated. Within these temples, Egyptians performed a variety of rituals, the central functions of Egyptian religion, and giving offerings to the gods. It was also important to the Egyptians to reenact their mythological interactions through festivals, thus warding off the forces of chaos. These rituals were seen as necessary for the gods to continue to hold up Ma'at, which was the divine force of the universe. Housing and caring for the gods was the obligation of the pharaohs, who therefore dedicated prodigious resources to temple construction and maintenance. Out of necessity, pharaohs delegated most of their ritual duties to a host of priests. However, most of the populace was excluded from the participation in these ceremonies. The people were also forbidden to enter a temple's most sacred areas. Nevertheless, the temple was an important site for all classes of Egyptians seeking guidance from the God dwelling within. The most important part of the temple was the sanctuary, which typically held a statue of the god being worshipped. Rooms outside the sanctuary grew larger and larger and more elaborate over time. Egyptian temples were among the largest and most enduring examples of Egyptian architecture. Temples were arranged and decorated according to the complex patterns of religious symbolism. Their typical design consisted of enclosed walls, open courts, and entrance pylons aligned along a path for festival processions. Beyond the temple proper was an outer wall enclosing a wide variety of secondary buildings. A large temple also owned large tracts of land and employed thousands of laymen to supply its needs. Temples were therefore economic as well as religious centers. The priests who managed these powerful institutions wielded considerable influence. Despite their ostensible subordination to the king, they may have posed significant challenges to his authority. Now let's take a look at some of the most impressive temples of ancient Egypt. Although badly ruined, the Temple of Karnak is the most impressive and the largest ancient religious site in the world. Karnak indeed represents the combined achievement of many generations of Egyptian builders to honor the gods, and chiefly the god Amun-Ra. The massive structure boasts a hypostyle hall of 5,000 square meters, or 50,000 square feet, with 134 massive columns arranged in 16 rows. Next, we have the twin temples of Abu Simbel, which were carved out of the mountainside during the reign of Pharaoh Ramesses the Great as a lasting monument honoring himself and his queen Nefertari. The complex was moved in the 1960s to save it from being submerged during the creation of Lake Nasser, the massive artificial reservoir formed after building a dam on the Nile. The imposing Luxor Temple was built on the east bank of the Nile River in the ancient city of Thebes. The temple was dedicated to three Egyptian gods, Amun, Mut, and Chons. The temple was the center of the festival of Opet, Thebes' most important festival. Next, let's take a look at the mortuary temple of Queen Hatshepsut, which is located on the west bank of the Nile and is a colonnaded structure. The temple was built by the royal architect Senenmut. The intent was to honor Hatshepsut for posthumous worship and to the glory of the god Amun. The temple is built into the face of a cliff that rises sharply above and consists of three layered terraces. These terraces were connected by long ramps and once surrounded by lush gardens. Now we will take a look at the Temple of Seti I, which is the pharaoh's mortuary temple. It is situated on the Nile's west bank in Abydos. The temple is renowned for housing the Abydos king list. This is a chronological list of many dynastic pharaohs of Egypt, dating back to the time of Menes, the Egyptian king credited with the founding of the first dynasty. This brings us to the end of the temples of ancient Egypt. In part 2, we will continue with your questions and comments. Just as a reminder, we post new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Don't forget to hit the little bell icon to be notified each time we post new videos. For your convenience, we have also posted our email address and Instagram information. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe to our channel. This really is the best way to help our channel grow. Until we meet again at the crossroads of folklore and history, Kartistos.